Jamaica's superwoman, Shericka Jackson, in her own words, tells us how she became the world's best over 200 meters. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now go ahead, please. Hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, go in and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops, which is about once a day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button. And finally, leave your thoughts after this sports analysis where we take a look at and we break down the races. So, when you're ready, yep, good to go. At the recently concluded Altissima Meet press conference being held in Switzerland, the superwoman herself, Shericka Jackson, fielded a question which asked how she became such a remarkable athlete over the 200 meters and otherwise in such a short period of time. She took the time out, in her own words, to explain to us how she made this transition from being a great 200-meter runner to the world's best alive with a remarkable 21.45. Here is Shericka Jackson's explanation in her own words.
Adrian told me Shericka will be very, very strong this year. And now, see you ran 21.45, which is amazing. And you are the first woman to have won global medal on 100, 200, 400, I guess. What why are you this year so strong? What happened?
Good day, everybody. I think I have worked extremely hard this year because last year I think probably not advancing in the 200 made me mentally strong. I think last year took a toll on me in the 200 because 200 is actually one of my favorite events, not the 100. So for me not to be able to advance, I think that made me work extremely hard this year. I got stronger in the gym and I think that paid off in me running 21.4.
So basically, Shericka Jackson has stated that the reason why she became so remarkable was because of the tragedy that happened to her last year in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Now, for those of you who are not aware, what happened is in the heats, she was one of the clear favorites to medal. She eased up much too early heading into the finishing line and was passed by others and therefore did not qualify to advance to the semifinals. It was a tragic a rookie mistake. It was just one of those things that she had just started running the sprints and she made a terrible mistake. Now, this could have taken a toll on her, but it says a lot about her personality, because she said basically this shocked her into realizing, I have to work my you-know-what off to ensure that this never happens to me again and I become the best at what I do. She also stated that this is her favorite event of all her events, 400, 200, 100 meters. She basically said this is the event she loves the most. And certainly she said she prefers this event to the 100 meters. So here is that race that she's referencing to. Now, making the transition from this terrible mistake, to becoming this is remarkable. 21.45. Champion of the world. Second fastest all time and fastest alive over the 200 meters. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. In this one simple, few seconds explanation that she gave us a world of insight into many of the things that we talk about here at Peter Lloyd World regarding athletics. We often tell you that the strength and speed and stamina of the athlete, of course, is extremely important. But perhaps even more important is the mental attitude and mental preparation and mental strength of the athlete. She took something that would have crushed many persons, and I'm sure it led to moments of self-doubt. I'm sure she was angry at herself. I'm sure she went through the gamut of all those negative emotions. She had prepared for an entire year. She was one of the favorites going in, and one simple mistake and it was gone. But she didn't allow this thing to take over. Look, when I was growing up, I used to be told that there are no mistakes. My dad used to say this to me. There are no mistakes. In fact, he actually said people don't really fail. They have opportunities to learn. It depends on how you interpret whatever you consider the failure. Of course, as a child, I didn't understand what the heck my father was telling me. But as I've matured, I've kind of come to the realization that, yeah, you actually do fail occasionally. But what happens after you fail is the most significant thing. What do you learn? Is it an opportunity to improve, to ensure that you don't make that mistake again? And human beings generally, I kind of think that most persons who succeed, in my observation, are the ones who failed the most. They made the most mistakes, but they continued and adjusted and learned. Shericka Jackson took something that would have devastated most athletes and turned it into a fire. It inspired her. She said it. She said, I worked harder than I've ever worked before. That was a secondary thing that's important. An athlete at this level has to do a lot of work. And yes, I know that for us on the outside who are talking about them, it's easy to say certain things. And sometimes I get upset at how easily we criticize these athletes, but we don't understand what they put their bodies through, their minds through. It is really hard to become the best in the world, people. It's 7.odd billion of us on the planet. Of that 7.odd billion, there are several million athletes. So becoming the best and the second best all time with the 200 meters is a phenomenal achievement. I mean, really, absolutely phenomenal. And to have done this within roughly 2 years, is phenomenal. She took something that would have devastated most individuals. And it shows her mental strength. It shows that she had the right kind of people around her. Because like I said, she must have been angry at herself, must have doubted. And remember, she had to come back and run the 4x1 and then run the 4x4. I'm sure she was told, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, let's go. This is important. Secondarily, as I stated, she said she worked her tail off. She did the most work she's ever done. She even hit the gym. Apparently, this is something probably she wasn't really doing a lot. But I just had to share this with you all because it is a very simple statement and it can be applied to all of our lives. We're going to make mistakes, people. We're going to do foolish things. We're going to have errors. We're going to have moments of failure. What we do after that is the key. This young lady is teaching us this. What do you do then? What's your next step? Do you let this thing shut you down or do you move forward? Now, this is not an inspirational channel, but I thought that what she said was remarkably inspirational. But this, of course, is just my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Please leave your comments, my royals, kings and queens of the Peter Lloyd Court. Bless up.